Hello and welcome to Book Club on the Go, the podcast where we explore one book at a time. Today, we will dive into one of the most iconic books in literary history, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. As someone who has spent countless hours researching and analyzing this book, I'm excited to share everything I've learned with you. First, let's talk briefly about the author, Mary Shelley. She was born in 1797 and grew up in a highly intellectual and artistic household. Her mother, Mary Wollstonecraft, was a famous feminist and author, and her father, William Godwin, was a philosopher and novelist. Despite her parents' unconventional lifestyle, Mary was highly educated and well-read from a young age. Now, let's get into the book itself. Frankenstein was first published in 1818 and told the story of a young scientist, Victor Frankenstein, who creates a sentient being from various body parts. The creature is initially kind and gentle but is rejected by society and ultimately turns to violence and revenge. One of the fascinating aspects of the book is the exploration of the human condition. Shelley delves into the themes of ambition, isolation, and the consequences of playing God. She also raises questions about the responsibility of creating life and the role of science in society. Another thing to note about Frankenstein is its impact on popular culture. The book has been adapted into numerous films, television shows, and stage productions, and the monster's image has become an iconic symbol in horror. Let's dive a little deeper into Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. One of the most intriguing aspects of this book is its origin story. Mary Shelley began writing Frankenstein at 18, while on a trip to Switzerland with her future husband, Percy Shelley, and their friend, Lord Byron. The group famously challenged each other to write a ghost story, and Mary's contribution eventually became the novel we know today. The book's title often confuses readers, as Frankenstein is the protagonist's surname, not the creature he creates. The creature is never given an official name in the book, though he is often called the monster. Frankenstein has also been the subject of much critical analysis over the years. Some argue that the book is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked scientific progress. In contrast, others see it as a commentary on societal rejection and the struggle for acceptance. Still, others argue that the book is a feminist work, with themes of motherhood and the female experience present throughout. Regardless of how one interprets Frankenstein, there is no denying its lasting impact on literature and popular culture. The book has influenced countless writers and filmmakers and remains a staple worldwide in high school and college English classes. One of the things that set Frankenstein apart from other Gothic novels of its time is its use of framing narrative. The story is told through multiple perspectives, including letters from Captain Robert Walton, who is exploring the Arctic, and the narration of Victor Frankenstein and the creature he creates. This structure allows for a complex exploration of themes and character development and builds suspense and tension throughout the book. Another fascinating aspect of Frankenstein is its examination of the concept of horror. While the creature is often seen as a terrifying and violent monster, Shelley challenges readers to consider the role of society in creating and defining what is monstrous. The creature's initial kindness and desire for acceptance from his creator and others make him a sympathetic character. Readers are forced to confront their prejudices and assumptions about what it means to be human. Frankenstein also raises questions about the role of women in society, particularly in the character of Elizabeth Lavenza, Victor's adopted sister and eventual wife. While she is often portrayed as a passive and obedient figure, some critics argue that her character is a commentary on the limitations placed on women during Shelley's time. Finally, it's worth noting that Frankenstein is not just a book about horror and the macabre, it's also a deeply emotional story about love, loss, and the consequences of our actions. Shelley's beautiful and evocative prose captures the pain and anguish of her characters, making for a truly haunting and unforgettable read. In conclusion, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley is a timeless classic that continues to captivate and inspire readers nearly 2 centuries after its initial publication. We hope you enjoyed our discussion. Remember, this podcast is all about exploring one book at a time. If you want to dive deeper and better understand the book, we recommend picking up a copy and reading it yourself. Make sure to tune in next week when we discuss another book. Remember to subscribe and review our podcast to help us reach more book lovers like you. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode. Until next time, stay curious.